Good evening. You're watching Outside the Box. This is a show which allows you to interact directly with political party candidates. To our daily poll now, yesterday's question was, does Fiji need a Truth and Reconciliation Commission? 43.21% voted yes, and while 48.49% responded with a no. Today's question is, should the current price control on basic food items be reviewed? Text your answer as simply yes or no to 3592. The poll is open to Vodafone, Digicel and Ink users. Charges apply. First on the show tonight is Tunandawe Rendongo from the National Federation Party. Bula sir, welcome to the show.
Bulavinaka and Bulavinaka to our viewers.
My first question to you, why decide to enter politics?
Mika, I've been in the tourism industry for a few years, and I thought I'd contribute to the public at this time, because I think there's some needs and probably some expertise from our locals to get involved in politics.
Okay, you've been in the industry for what, 8 to 9 years? What expertise have you developed in the industry?
Well, I've been in the tourism industry for 7 or 8 years, as you said, and I've basically learned how to run a business in a Fijian, in a native land setting, with all the current changes in tourism and marketing changes, and I think we've managed to come out okay in general, as far as a local running a tourism business.
Okay, but what is your view? What is your view about our current tourism industry? Do you think you can make it better?
Well, I think tourism is the oldest industry in Fiji, and you could get involved a little bit better than, like, in terms of more investment and the structure of the tourism. You can squeeze it a little bit to get more local participation and put more management, local management. As you know, that most of our high-end tourism are managed by expatriates, and these that involve training, and it could be an opportunity for our locals to get involved in tourism.
There has been a move in the current campaign trail of some political parties, if I may say particularly Sujalpa, trying to bring back the Golingoli Bill. Do you agree with that move?
Well, Golingoli Bill has been around for a long time, and basically it involves human rights issues, and I think we have to be very careful how this is administered, and I think any government should have further discussions and get the people involved.
Whose human right do you think is being promoted here in the Golingoli Bill, being proposed?
I think it's especially indigenous rights, and there are other areas of indigenous rights that are being put on question at the moment, including the Golingoli Bill. So, in terms of our situation in Fiji, these rights have got to be discussed in an open forum where people can come to an agreement of how it should be tackled.
What do you think Golingoli Bill is important for the indigenous community?
I think it shows ownership, and it shows stability to the Fijian Tauke,
okay,
and not necessarily a handout, but these could be all worked out in a discussion and policies that can...
thank you, sir. We have a call on the line. I think it's Paula from Tadirua. Paula, and go ahead and ask your question.
My question to our slide is, what innovative idea does he have if he's going to elect in parliament, or his party NFP will provide for the ecotourism stakeholders out there, mostly operate by native land, by native people out in the native land areas?
Okay. Understand what the question was?
Okay, we have tried to promote local participation in ecotourism, and I think there are already some business already operating in that we could probably involve more, you're right. And there are legislations, there are compliance, they need to follow these directions, and I'm sure the more the better.
Okay.
And NFP actually encourages that.
For use of any ngoli by a player in the tourism industry, do you think the consent of the landowners should also be obtained first?
I think it's a great gesture to get consent from the landowners because they've always had the ngoli bill, as I've said, for years. So all of a sudden they've been ignored, and I just don't think this is the right way to go.
All right. Now your party in its manifesto has promised to implement policies that ensure that the Toga community feels confident and secure about its place at the heart of Fiji. Now, what does that mean?
Well, I think NFP has always protected the rights of the Toga. In the policy, what they say, if the Togas are not looked after, then everybody else will be sort of unsure of what's happening.
Okay, equal citizenry. What do you think of that?
Equal citizenry, in my view, is a policy where non-indigenous Toga all of a sudden given rights to indigenous Toga rights, and without consent, especially. You know, some of these things that involves the Toga rights should be discussed, and people should voice their opinion and come to some sort of a resolution, instead of just writing decrees that just overrides all these rights.
What's your party stand on land, very quickly, before our time ends?
Well, NFP believes in our master lease program, which involves, again, consultation with landowners. Then we take over agricultural land only, and then the landowners are given a certain percentage, and it's monitored right throughout, 25 years, and then the next 50 years. But at any point, the indigenous right is violated. Okay,
and you think that's the best out of all the land policies that have been introduced, do you think?
Well, at the moment, I think it's a little bit more understand from the landowner's point of view.
Thank you, sir. Now stay with us. Joining us next is Singh from the Fiji Labour Party. Welcome back. Join our discussion live tonight by texting in your questions to 3599 or call our studio line 3302-100. And remember, you can have your say in our daily poll. The question is still, should the current prices control on basic food items be reviewed? Simply text yes or no to 3592 to all Vodafone, Digicel and Inc users. Good evening. Welcome to the Outside the Box. And our guest tonight in this second segment is Mr. Singh from the Fiji Labour Party.
Good evening.
Now, politics is not new in your blood.
No.
Your father, Mr. James Shankar Singh, was part of the Alliance government.
Yes.
Did you make it your point to follow in his footsteps, or something that you decided to do?
Actually, I did. During that time, going back to 1960s, there were great leaders in the Alliance government and the NFP.
Right.
And then the country was very stable. And we were led by very great leaders who had left behind good ideologies.
Right.
Okay. Now, my father was in the Alliance Party. He was the only founding member left until last month.
Okay.
So before I stood for the Labour Party, I did ask him and travel to New Zealand and ask for his blessing.
Exactly. Now, do you believe that you are being part of a party that has good ideals?
Yes, it has. If I go back from go years back where the Alliance and the Federation Party were, we were too compartmentalized. We had Indian Alliance, we had the Fijian Association, we had the general electors. But the policy which Labour Party has adopted is that all races are together. Fiji Labour Party is a multiracial party. And it's a step further than what the National Federation Party and what the Alliance Party was promoting then.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. Now, I think Rakesh from Matuang is on the line. Rakesh?
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
If the food item will reduce or not reduce, like rice, dal, and
Mr. Rakesh, Mr. Rakesh, what is your question?
my question is, if the food item will reduce or not reduce?
Food items are not reduced. What do you think?
Well, in our manifesto, we have very clearly stated that if we are voted in power, we will surely reduce the prices of food items. And that is a promise our leader has given. And I'm very sure the promises which he has given, he will surely do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you don't question his leadership?
Oh, no, not at all.
Why?
He's a great leader. He's led our party to where we are today. And he's done a lot for the poor people of this country and for every citizen in this country. He has done a lot.
What do you think of the common name Fijian?
Fijian, we were always called Fijians. We were never any other race. We were only Indians. We were only called Indians and Fijians. But what is there in a name? If I am called a Fijian, will my name be in the Volani Kawambula? Will I be given the natural resources which the Fijians are getting?
Do you think so?
But will I be getting it? That's the question I'm asking.
Equal citizenry, do you think?
Is there equal citizenry? Equal citizenry always existed in this country.
Yeah.
But there was racial discrimination in the country.
Does equal citizenry, do you think, give equal rights to every ethnicity in Fiji to have this equal rights of Fijians over the land?
Putting things on paper and implementing them are two different things.
But it's on paper, do you agree?
It is on paper.
Yeah.
But seeing it in the light of the day is another issue.
You think it'll never happen?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so, and I've got facts and figures with me.
Yep.
Where it was not done that way.
Okay. If you're saying it's on paper, where?
Look at promotions in the civil service presently. Qualified Indians are bypassed.
Yeah.
Right? And I know of an incident. A senior civil servant was not promoted even though the panel did recommend for her promotion. And then the other person was promoted because, no, okay. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, listen, let me take you back.
Yeah.
You said equal citizenry, and you agreed to the fact that it gives other races equal rights to land, and you're saying it's on paper, and my question was, where do you find that? And can you tell me where?
Well, this is what the present constitution says, which was imposed on us.
Okay.
And it says equal citizenry.
Okay. Now, if you get into parliament, would you make changes to this to ensure that it goes with the belief that it will never happen, although despite it's on paper?
It'll take a lot of time. It'll take a lot of time.
All right. Now, you also wanted to talk about racial integration.
Racial integration, yes. Now, listening to most of the talkback shows, racial integration is there, but there are times when the people put fuel in the fire, right? And I can give you good examples. People in the West, there's two Fijian men sitting, they'll always talk in Hindi, right? And there's no racial tensions or racial discrimination which exists among them. But here in the Central Eastern Division, things are very different to what's in the West.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. There's a text question that's come in from our viewers. What will your party do to corruption?
Well, our party stand has always been to eradicate corruption.
Yeah.
There's no place for corruption where Labour Party is concerned.
Do you think your party has been involved in corruption before?
Not to my knowledge.
Not to your knowledge?
No, not to my knowledge.
Okay. All right. If your party is talking about multiracial, in the country, and then it's getting aligning itself with SUDELPA.
Yeah.
You know.
Why can't
You know what SUDELPA stands for, do you?
I know, but
Okay.
why can't two different races live together? Why can't Indian and Fijians live together? It is.
But your policies are different.
Policies can be set and discussed, and reach to a mutual agreement, a mutual understanding where it is good for us.
Yeah.
Us means Indian and Fijian both,
Right.
right?
Right.
So I don't see why we both races can't live together. The fact is,
What is the fact, Mr. Singh?
the fact is that, the past leaders had sort of divided and ruled.
Okay.
Now, what Labour Party is doing is getting the two major races together.
Right.
And this is, I want the whole country to understand this. This is where our leader is coming from.
Right.
Now, our Labour Party is a multiracial party. And we'll work with any party where our policies will match.
Do you think people will vote for you in these elections?
I hope so, and I want them to vote for me. My number is
You're
316.
still hoping?
Yeah,
Not sure.
I think they will
They
after
will,
this
okay.
talkback show.
Well, thank you, sir.
Thank
In our
you.
final segment, Asenaca Toga from the One Fiji Party joins us. Welcome back. Remember, you can join the discussion live by texting in your questions to 3599 or call our studio line 3302-100. Now, Asenaca Toga from the One Fiji Party joins us. Welcome to the show, ma'am.
Thank you, Mika.
Right, now, do you call yourself an expert in education?
I'll humbly say yes.
Okay. Now, what about education, you'd like to share to the people that are watching you tonight?
When we begin with education, you do not only look at primary school students, but you begin from kindergarten, and then you move up until you go to tertiary level. One thing that is particularly got my attention is that the foundation of literacy and numeracy is not that stable, because once a child comes out of primary school education, they are supposed to be able to read, but that is a sad case, because most of them, even going up.
What can you do about that if you get into parliament? Do you think you can get into parliament?
Yes, I hope so.
Now, if you do get into parliament, what can you do about that?
We have the One Fiji Party sat down and decided that we could post remedial teachers to all schools, beginning from class 1 to class 8.
And the role would be?
I beg your pardon?
And the role would be what?
Is to cover up on students who are normally below average, so that they are not left out or made to repeat the class.
What do you think of oversized classes? Do you think it's a problem in Fiji?
It is a big time problem.
And do you think that post-remedial teachers is the answer to that?
Yes, yes, definitely it'll be bigger.
Okay. Okay. Now, what do you think of free education that's being offered in the country today? Do you think you can do much better than that?
The party has also stepped in and said, yes, we will continue with the free education.
Is there a but there?
No, not really.
Okay.
It's an opportunity and it's a privilege that every parent is supposed to take on, because if you were to look outside on a normal day, even for this free education, you still see children who do not go to school. So if you've offered free education, parents, you're supposed to take the responsibility of sending your children to school.
I think that Eroni is on the line from Samambula, Mbulavanaka Eroni, and go ahead and ask your question.
No, I'm just asking you if a few of your members win the election, would you form a coalition?
Okay. Would you form a coalition with a party if your party wins a couple of seats?
I'd like to. I would like
because
to get
you're only fielding 13 candidates.
people.
Yeah.
We have not talked about that yet, so I'd leave it to our leaders.
Do you think it's about time to talk about it? Because only 13 seats, you might win
Yes.
6 or 5 or 3. Do you think? How many seats do you think your party will win?
13.
13 seats.
Why not?
All right.
Yeah. I think discussions will come up where we'll form a coalition with others.
Is free education in the country free? Do you think?
If you look at it properly, I'll be very honest. What the party stands for is normally it's based on the foundation of righteousness and justice.
Okay.
You talk about free education, but when you look on the other side, parents and the rest of the citizens of Fiji are paying for that free education through whatever they spend money on, food items, and all the expenses. So it's not really free education because parents are paying for it indirectly.
Will your party give full free education?
We do hope so.
Yeah.
But we'll continue with that is continuing right now from the present government.
And do you think it'll be that's an expensive exercise?
Yes, but time comes and we will find a way and a means to do that.
Are you prepared to take over the role of parents in that?
Yes, I am.
Okay. All right. Now, your party today launched its manifesto. The first basically rolled out today is on education, which is your particular field. And you're talking about tertiary institutions.
Yes.
What's wrong with the linkages in terms of tertiary institutions?
On tertiary education, we graduate more students than we have on the other side. Work that has been offered, places for work for them. So there's more graduates, but less work for them. And what we're wanting to do is having them to sit for courses and not just randomly give courses, but those that are offered from overseas, you accredited to the ones overseas. So that when you do not find, tertiary students do not find jobs here, probably white collar jobs, there is, because we are not only talking about local, we're also going global.
Global.
Yes, they're able, because you're accredited to an institution overseas, you're also able to get a job overseas.
Okay. Now, do you think there's a missing linkage between, topics or lessons that have been taught in our institutions and with experiences of our job market? Do you think there's a broken bridge, a broken linkage there, do you think?
There is. See, what I've noticed is that we're not able to train the mind to be able to put this into producing things.
Okay.
It's all theoretical, but a little to do with application of things that you learn. So that's why when they come up with certificates, workplaces are not able to take them.
Do you think the lessons that have been taught in our tertiary institutions, do you think they reflect the needs of the industries in our country?
Not really. The institution presently is just handing out certificates, and when they come up to the industries, they're not recognized. So that's why we said there's got to be accreditation to somewhere where you're able to receive these children here, if not here, globally.
You talk about political interference in tertiary institutions. This is your manifesto.
Okay.
Elaborate on that.
It's just as I said earlier. An example is with FNU. With children the students who are graduating with the certificate aircraft engineering. It's supposed to be working with CAFI, but it is not. Okay. So when children show up to CAFI, it is not recognized.
And you call that political interference?
Yes, because it's just handing out government.
Thank you, ma'am. And that's all for tonight. Tune in again tomorrow to view the results for our poll. Remember, you can still text in your answers. The question line will be open until 6 p.m. tomorrow. Again, the question is, should the current price control on basic food items be reviewed? Text in your answer, yes or no, to 3592 for all Vodafone, Digicel, and E users. Join me again tomorrow as we feature other political party candidates vying for your vote. Good evening.